Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. You can't quit on you. You've been through too much. You've cried too many nights. You've sacrificed too many times to stop now. You've already paid the price with your pain. Don't you dare throw it away by giving up. Everybody can walk away when it gets easy. Anybody can smile when everything is going right. But when the storm hits, when the door slams, when the world says you're done, that's the moment that defines who you are. You might be tired, you might be broke, you might be standing in front of a mirror wondering if you still matter, but as long as there's breath in your lungs, you matter. As long as there's a beat in your chest, your purpose isn't finished. You have to understand something. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your trainer. Pain is the price you pay for growth, for strength, for success. Everybody wants to shine, but nobody wants to bleed. Everybody wants the victory, but they don't want the fight. Let me tell you something. The pain you feel today is the very thing that's shaping you into the person capable of holding your break through tomorrow. Every time you push through that pain, you're building spiritual muscle. Every tear, every rejection, every sleepless night, it's not wasted. It's the currency of greatness. You can't buy success with comfort. You pay for it with pain. You think people who have made it had it easy. No, they've been through storms that would have broken most people. The difference is they didn't let the pain stop them. They learned to embrace it, to use it. They looked at pain and said, "You can't stop me, you can only build me." The pain that was sent to destroy you is the very thing that will prepare you. When life hits hard, it's not asking you to quit. It's asking you to prove how much you want it. You see, most people stop at pain. They feel the sting, they back up, they give up. But the few, the rare, they go through the fire. They keep running through it until the fire refines them. You've got to learn to see pain differently. It's not punishment, it's process. It's God's way of stretching you so that when the blessing comes, you can handle it. Every champion has scars, every winner has cried, every strong person has faced moments when quitting seemed easier. But they didn't. They kept moving, even with tears in their eyes, because they knew progress doesn't come free. You've got to pay your dues in sweat, in sacrifice, in silence when nobody claps for you. So when pain shows up, don't run from it, run through it. Feel it, learn from it, grow from it. Because when it's over, when you've endured it, when you've stood tall through it, all you'll realize, pain was never there to destroy you. It was there to build the version of you that can't be broken, the version that knows the price of progress and paid it in full. Your struggle has purpose. You might not see it now. You might be in the middle of the storm, wondering why everything hurts, why nothing is working, why every door seems to close in your face. But listen, there's a reason behind every battle, every delay, every heartbreak. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Life isn't trying to break you. It's trying to build you into something greater than you ever imagined. The struggle you're in today is shaping the strength you're going to need tomorrow. You see, when everything is easy, you don't grow. Comfort never made anyone strong. It's in the struggle that you find out who you really are. It's in the struggle that your faith is tested, your character is built, your discipline is sharpened. The struggle introduces you to the version of yourself that you didn't even know existed. You can't discover your strength without pressure. You can't discover your courage without fear. You can't discover your endurance without resistance. Sometimes you ask, why me? But the real question is, why not you? You're strong enough to handle it. You've got something in you that the world needs. You were chosen for this mountain because someone else wouldn't have survived it. Your struggle has a purpose not just for your story, but for the people who will one day find hope through your story. When you come out of this, somebody will look at your life and say, if they made it through that, I can make it too. Every seed has to go through dirt before it can rise into light. Every diamond has to be crushed before it shines. Every warrior has to fight before they're crowned victorious. You're no different. The reason the struggle feels so heavy is because your destiny is that great. The pressure you feel is proof that you're being molded into something powerful. Stop thinking that your struggle means you're failing. It means you're still in the fight. It means life hasn't counted you out yet. It means you're still on the path toward your purpose. You've got to trust that there's meaning in your pain, even when you can't see it. You've got to believe that the struggle is leading you somewhere to strength, to wisdom, to victory. One day, when you look back, you'll understand that every closed door, every lonely night, every setback was pushing you toward your purpose. You'll realize that nothing was wasted. Every struggle was a step. Every tear was a seed. And every moment you thought was the end was really the beginning of something greater. So don't curse your struggle, embrace it. Because without it, you'd never become who you were meant to be. There will be days when you don't feel like getting up. Days when the alarm goes off and you stare at the ceiling wondering if it's even worth it anymore. Days when your body is tired, your mind is heavy, and your heart whispers, maybe it's time to stop. But that's the exact moment you have to show up. That's when champions are made, not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, but when every part of you is screaming to quit, and you still find a reason to keep going. You've got to understand this. Success doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most consistent. The people who win in life aren't the ones who feel amazing every day. They're the ones who show up no matter how they feel. When you show up tired, you're training your mind to push past your limits. When you show up exhausted, you're building mental toughness. When you show up broken, you're proving to life that you can't be stopped by feelings. Because feelings fade, discipline doesn't. Motivation disappears, commitment doesn't. The reason so many people never reach their dreams is because they wait to feel ready. You'll never always feel ready. You'll never always feel strong, but if you show up anyway day after day, the momentum starts to shift. One step becomes two, one day becomes a week becomes a habit, and before you know it, the tired version of you has built something unstoppable. You see, life doesn't reward sometimes. It rewards every time. Every time you choose to show up, even when you're tired, even when you're hurting, even when nobody notices, you're building credibility with yourself. You're telling your own soul, I can count on me. And that's power. That's how confidence is born, not from perfection, but from persistence. You think the people you admire never get tired. They do. They cry, they question themselves, they have days when they want to disappear, but they don't let those feelings decide their future. They show up. They do the work. They push through the exhaustion, through the doubt, through the fear. Because they know consistency beats intensity every single time. So when you're tired, don't run, don't hide, don't take the easy way out. Stand up. Take that next step. You might not have all your strength today, but if you just show up, life will meet you halfway. Energy will return, clarity will come, but only if you move. There's power in showing up. There's victory in not quitting. The world doesn't need another person who started strong and faded away. It needs someone who refused to stop showing up, even when the fire burned low. So if you're tired, good. That means you're doing something that matters. Take a breath, wipe your face, and keep going, because every time you show up tired, you're proving you've got what it takes to win. Nobody will believe until you do. That's the truth. You're waiting for people to see your potential, to clap for your dreams, to validate your vision, but that's not how it works. Nobody is going to believe in something that you don't believe in first. If you walk around doubting yourself, questioning your worth, playing small, that's what the world will reflect back to you. The energy you carry becomes the message people receive. When you walk with hesitation, the world hesitates to trust you. But when you walk with conviction, even before the evidence shows up, people start to see what you see. You've got to be your first believer. Before the followers, before the money, before the opportunity, there has to be a fire inside you that says, I can do this. You've got to believe when nobody claps. You've got to believe when nobody calls. You've got to believe when every circumstance screams that you're not qualified. That belief is not arrogance, it's faith. It's confidence born from knowing that you were created with purpose. There will always be people who doubt you. People who say you're dreaming too big, reaching too far, trying too hard, that's fine. Let them talk. Their doubt doesn't define your destiny. You can't let their disbelief become your limitation. The truth is, most people can't see beyond their own level of faith, and that's why they can't see what's in you. So stop waiting for them to understand. Stop needing them to approve. You've got to look in the mirror and convince yourself first. The moment you start believing, everything changes. Your posture changes. Your voice changes. Your energy changes, and people respond to that. They start believing because they see how much you do. It's not the world's job to validate you, it's yours. If you keep doubting yourself, you're robbing the world of the gift you were meant to give. You can't inspire others with uncertainty. You can't lead with hesitation. You've got to step out and say, I may not have it all figured out, but I'm not backing down. When you believe, you create movement. You attract opportunity. You find strength you didn't know you had. But belief isn't just talk, it's action. Belief means showing up when it's uncomfortable. It means speaking life into your dreams when the world laughs at them. It means walking with confidence before the results come. Every great story started with one person who believed when no one else did. That's how every legacy begins, one bold decision to trust yourself. So don't wait for the world to give you permission to rise. Believe first, move first, lead first, because once you believe, the world will have no choice but to catch up. Pain is not the end, it's the beginning of power. The difference between people who rise and people who fall isn't the absence of pain, it's what they do with it. Everybody gets hurt, everybody gets betrayed, everybody gets disappointed, but some people let that pain define them while others turn it into fuel. You can't avoid pain in life, but you can decide how it shapes you. You can let it crush you, or you can let it create you. Every scar has a story, and if you let it, that story will give you strength. You've got to stop seeing pain as punishment. Pain is a signal that something in you is waking up. It's telling you this moment matters. The heartbreak, the loss, the rejection, they're not there to end you. They're there to reveal the power inside you that comfort could never unlock. The most powerful version of you is not the one that had it easy. It's the one that faced hell and still came out standing. When life knocks you down, you've got two choices. Stay there and complain or rise and fight. You can cry, you can scream, you can break, but don't you dare quit. Don't waste your pain. Let it build something in you. Every setback you survive becomes a weapon. Every wound you heal from becomes wisdom. Every time you rise again, you're proving to yourself that you can't be broken by what tried to destroy you. That's power. The world respects pain that's been transformed, because when you turn pain into purpose, you become unstoppable. You become dangerous to doubt. You become unshakable. Pain gives you perspective. It teaches you what matters, what's worth fighting for, what you can live without, and what you can't. It strips away the fake and leaves you with the truth, your strength, your grit, your spirit. You see, power doesn't come from comfort. It's born from pressure. Diamonds don't form in silence, they form under weight. Gold isn't purified in peace, it's purified in fire. So when pain comes, instead of asking why me, start saying watch me. Watch me grow through this. Watch me build through this. Watch me rise through this. That's how you take control back. That's how you turn pain into power, by refusing to let it dictate your direction. You can't always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose what you do with it. Use it. Use the betrayal to build boundaries. Use the heartbreak to find healing. Use the loss to value life. When you decide that pain won't make you bitter but better, you flip the script. You take what was meant to hurt you and make it work for you. That's when you go from victim to victor. That's when your story stops being about pain and starts being about power. Your comeback is always greater than your setback. You might have fallen. You might have failed. You might be standing in the ruins of what used to be your dream, but this is not the end. This is the setup for your return. Life will knock you down, but that doesn't mean it's over. Every setback is just a test to see if you still believe, if you still have that fire inside, if you still want it bad enough to rise again. Your story isn't defined by the fall, it's defined by the rise that follows. Every great comeback starts in silence. It starts in the moments when nobody sees you, when nobody claps for you, when nobody believes in you anymore. That's where champions are born, in the dark, in the lonely hours, in the space between who you were and who you're becoming. You see, the setback was never meant to stop you. It was meant to strip away everything that wasn't real. The pain, the rejection, the loss, they're not proof of failure. They're proof that you were chosen for something higher, and that the old version of you couldn't carry what's coming next. You might have lost the job, lost the relationship, lost the dream, but you didn't lose your purpose. You didn't lose your potential. You didn't lose your ability to fight. And as long as you've got that, you can rise again. The comeback isn't about returning to what you had. It's about becoming something stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you've ever been. The comeback is about transformation. It's about realizing that your scars are not signs of defeat. They're proof that you survived. When you've been through the fire and you still have faith, that's power. When you've been knocked down and you still choose to stand, that's strength. The comeback doesn't happen when everything changes around you. It happens when something changes inside you. When you decide, I refuse to let this break me. I refuse to let this be my story. Life honors those who don't quit. The people who rise from ashes don't have something special. They just made a decision. They decided that no matter how bad it got, they wouldn't stay down, and that decision is what separates the great from the average. You don't need everything to be perfect to begin again. You just need the courage to take one more step, to try one more time, to believe one more day. Because your setback was just a chapter, not the book. It was just a scene, not the ending. The same life that knocked you down will be forced to watch you rise higher than before. The same people who doubted you will have to admit they were wrong. That's the beauty of the comeback. It's louder than the pain, stronger than the fear, and bigger than the failure. So get up, wipe the dust off. The story isn't over, it's just getting good. Stay hungry. That's the key. The moment you stop being hungry, you start dying. The moment you get comfortable, you start losing what you worked so hard for. You can't let success make you soft. You can't let comfort dull your edge. Hunger is what separates the driven from the distracted. It's what keeps you moving when others settle. It's what pushes you when you could easily stop and say, I've done enough. Noted, but you can't forget. You've got to stay hungry even when you're full. Hunger isn't just about ambition, it's about purpose. It's about knowing you were created for more. When you're hungry, you don't make excuses. You don't wait for opportunity, you create it. You don't sit around hoping for motivation. You move anyway. Hunger is that voice inside that says, I can do better. I can be better. I was made for more than this. It's the drive that wakes you up early and keeps you grinding when everyone else is sleeping. You've got to protect your hunger. Don't let comfort kill it. Don't let other people's laziness infect it. You've got to guard your environment because hunger grows in challenge, not in comfort. Surround yourself with people who push you, not people who pacify you. Surround yourself with those who remind you there's still work to do. Hunger thrives when you're stretched, when you're challenged, when you're uncomfortable. Remember where you started. Remember the nights you dreamed of being where you are now. That's your fuel. That's your reminder, because if you lose that, you lose everything. Hunger is the difference between staying where you are and reaching where you're meant to be. When you're hungry, failure doesn't scare you, stagnation does. When you're hungry, rejection doesn't break you, it refocuses you. When you're hungry, you see every obstacle as a stepping stone, every delay as a setup, every loss as a lesson. That's the mindset that builds legends. You can't fake hunger. It's not in your words, it's in your actions. It's in the way you show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's in how you chase growth when nobody's watching. So don't get comfortable. Don't stop striving. Keep that fire alive, because the moment you lose hunger is the moment you lose your edge, and the moment you stop growing, you start fading. Stay hungry because greatness only feeds those who refuse to stop eating. Your past does not define you. Read that again. Your past does not define you. The mistakes you made, the failures you faced, the people who walked away, the moments you wish you could erase, they are chapters, not the whole story. Too many people live trapped in who they used to be. They replay their failures like a broken record, never realizing they have the power to press stop and start a new song. You are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to become next. Maybe you've fallen. Maybe you've made choices you regret. Maybe you've been through things that still haunt you at night. But listen, your past is not a prison, it's a classroom. It was never meant to hold you. It was meant to teach you. Every mistake taught you something. Every heartbreak revealed something. Every failure refined something. The purpose of the past is to prepare you for the future, not to disqualify you from it. People will try to define you by your history. They'll say, you'll never change. You'll always be that person. But that's because they're judging from what they remember, not from what you're becoming. You've got to be bold enough to outgrow people's opinions. You've got to stop letting their memories hold your identity hostage. The version of you that made those mistakes doesn't exist anymore. You've grown. You've learned, you've evolved, and that's what matters. Don't carry the weight of shame another day. Shame is a liar. It tells you that your past disqualifies you, when in truth, your past equips you. The pain you've endured, the lessons you've learned, the scars you wear, they're all proof that you're still standing. You're not broken, you're built. You're not finished, you're forming. What the enemy meant for destruction, life is using for your construction. You can't move forward if you keep staring backward. You can't step into your destiny while holding on to your history. Let it go. The moment you release the past is the moment you reclaim your power. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and make peace with the fact that what happened had to happen to wake you up, to grow you up, to set you up. Every day you wake up is another chance to rewrite the narrative. You don't owe anyone the version of you that existed yesterday. You can start over right now. You can rebuild, refocus, and rise again. The past may explain you, but it does not define you. You define you by the choices you make today, by the dreams you chase tomorrow, by the way you refuse to stay bound to what's behind you. So stand tall. Stop apologizing for growing. Stop shrinking to fit who you used to be. The past was your teacher, not your master. You've graduated. Now walk in the freedom you earned. You are not what you've been through. You are what you've overcome. Refuse to quit, no matter the circumstances. That's the mindset that separates the winners from the watchers, the warriors from the wounded, the finishers from the ones who almost made it. Everybody can start, that's easy, but not everyone can keep going when life hits hard. Not everyone can push when the pain cuts deep. Not everyone can stand when everything around them is falling apart. But the ones who do, the ones who refuse to quit, they're the ones who rise, the ones who inspire, the ones who win. You've got to make a decision that no matter what happens, you're not going to stop. You've got to decide right now that quitting is not on the table, because if you leave quitting as an option, life will always push you toward it. You've got to burn the bridges to your excuses. You've got to tell yourself, I'm not leaving this fight until I win. When your back is against the wall, that's when you find out who you really are. That's when strength is born, not when life is easy, but when it's unbearable. You can't let circumstances control your commitment. The storm may come, the ground may shake, people may walk away, but your purpose remains the same. Winners don't quit because of conditions. They adjust, they adapt, but they don't quit. They understand that pressure is part of the process. They know that every struggle is building endurance, and every obstacle is testing faith. When you refuse to quit, life eventually has to move out of your way. You've got to talk to yourself sometimes. You've got to say, I've come too far to turn back now. You've got to remind yourself of the nights you cried, the times you almost gave up, the sacrifices you made, and realize quitting would make all that pain meaningless. You didn't come this far just to stop halfway. You didn't fight all those battles just to surrender now. You've got to finish what you started. When you refuse to quit, something powerful happens inside you. Fear loses its grip. Doubt loses its voice. Every time you push through one more challenge, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. That's how confidence is built, not by winning all the time, but by enduring when you're losing. By standing when you should have fallen, people will doubt you, circumstances will try to break you, but you've got to have a no matter what spirit. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you fail, keep going. Because on the other side of that struggle is belief becomes your weapon, your anchor, your breath. There comes a moment when everything in you says it's over. The doors are shut, the prayers seem unanswered, the time feels too late, but that's exactly when you must believe the most. Because faith is not proven when things are going your way. It's proven when nothing makes sense, and yet you still believe. The greatest victories in history were born in moments of absolute despair. When Abraham lifted the knife, when Moses stood before the Red Sea, when Jesus hung on the cross, faith held on until the end, and the end became the beginning of glory. When you believe until the end, you silence fear. You strip doubt of its power. The world may call it foolishness, but heaven calls it faith. Faith doesn't deny the storm, it declares peace in the middle of it. It doesn't ignore the mountain, it commands it to move. Believing until the end means you refuse to let what you see destroy what you know. You know that the same God who started your story is faithful to finish it. You know that delay is not denial, and silence is not absence. There's a reason battles get hardest near the end, because the enemy knows you're close. He wants to break your belief before your breakthrough. He wants you to surrender right before your miracle arrives. You've come too far, you've cried too long, you've believed too much to let go now. Keep standing when your legs tremble. Keep trusting when your mind doubts. Keep praying when your words feel empty. Because sometimes faith doesn't shout, sometimes it just whispers, I still believe. Every trial you face is a test of endurance. Every delay is refining your strength. Every disappointment is shaping your destiny. You may not see it now, but one day you'll look back and realize the pain was proof that you were being prepared. And when that day comes, when the promise finally unfolds, you'll understand why you had to hold on. You'll understand your strength is the beginning of His power, and if you believe until the end, you will see what you've been praying for all along. Listen to me, this is your moment. You've heard it all your life. Don't give up. But now it's not just a phrase, it's a command to your soul. You can't quit now. You've come through too much to stop here. You've cried in the dark when no one saw. You've fought battles people don't even know exist. You've stood in rooms where hope was gone and still whispered, I'm not done yet. That's strength. That's greatness. That's what separates those who talk from those who transform. There's something inside you that refuses to die. It's called purpose. And purpose doesn't bow to pain. Purpose doesn't retreat in storms. Purpose stands tall when everything else falls. You've got to reach deeper than the disappointment, deeper than the doubt, and pull out the version of yourself that refuses to quit. Because the world doesn't need another person who almost made it. It needs the one who did. This is not the season to shrink. This is the season to rise. You've got to look at your reflection and say, I'm still here. Say it until your fear hears it. Say it until your pain bows to it. Say it until the world knows you won't break. The same fire that tried to destroy you will be the fire that defines you. The same mountain that tried to stop you will be the mountain you stand on. So keep going. When they doubt you, go. When you doubt yourself, go. When you've lost everything, go. When nobody believes, believe anyway. When the night is longest, lift your eyes because dawn is coming. Every step you take in faith echoes in eternity. Every tear you've cried is watering your future. Every failure you've endured has been building your foundation. And one day, when the dream finally manifests, when the promise becomes real, when the victory is yours, you'll look back and realize every ounce of pain had a purpose. Every setback was sacred. Every delay was divine. You didn't lose. You learned. You didn't fail. You were forged. So stand tall. Lift your head. Straighten your back. You are not finished. You are forming. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not behind. You are being built. Never give up on yourself, because your story isn't over. It's still being written by the hand of a mighty God. And the next chapter, the one you can't see yet, will make every tear worth it. Now go, step into the fire, step into the storm, step into your destiny, because you are proof that resilience is real, that faith still works, and that those who never give up never lose. Fire, you're not done yet. Your best is still ahead. Keep fighting, keep believing, keep becoming.